Hello guys! Today I'm super excited to share with you that I'm starting new set of series in which I will share different ideas that can improve the game experience and the content for all of us. Of course, some of those ideas are not my personal ones, but they were out there proposed by the community numerous times during those 2 years of New World. I know that most likely there will be no answer to our suggestions from the side of Amazon Gaming Studios, but this way at least we know that we did our part. Before going into the details of today's video, I want to share with you that I'm open for any suggestions and ideas that you might have, and you can freely share them in my Discord community channel, for which you can find the link in the description below. Also, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you like the content and you are watching my videos regularly. This would help me a lot to continue creating content for all of you, and of course, I would be really thankful. So let's jump right into the first suggestion that I have towards AGS, and of course this is also my favorite and the most expected one, as this is the matchmaking system of the PvP. As we all know, in any kind of player versus player game, regardless of the genre, there is always the matchmaking system, also called in different names such as elo system or ranking system and so on. Such games are one of the biggest names in the gaming industry, and more specifically those are League of Legends, Dota, StarCraft, Counter-Strike, Valorant, Overwatch and so many more. In those big titles, the core gameplay doesn't change much over the years, but the one thing that is always keeping the players involved is the rank. The rank after the specific season or the rank after the year of playing was always the driving factor for each player to continue the grind and to prove to everyone else, but also to themselves, that they are skilled enough and good enough to stand on the top of the leaderboards. Now I know that for many it might not be the same when you look at the MMO genre and you compare MOBA or shooter games with it. However, I believe that we are missing exactly this factor in New World. If we look closely, the game has a good amount of activities, but as soon as you get into the late game, it is always about the highest mutation levels for the PvE side and of course wars, OPRs and arenas for the PvP side. On first glance it sounds okay and good enough to keep people involved into the process, but when you get into the game and start playing those modes, you will quickly find out that there is not much to play for. The reason can be split in two main things. The first one is not an equal skill level, and the second one is nothing to play for. For the first one, which is the equal skill level, it is really common that a player or a group of players will be faced with opponents way above or way below their skill level. In most cases, the difference will be so drastic that they would call each other the very well known words bots or hackers. Let's face it, today's gaming is basically this. If you kill someone extremely easy, they are bots, but if you get killed extremely easy, most likely they are hackers. Therefore, we definitely need matchmaking system which will make the player experience more equal, and then of course it would be way more interesting to play. The second point is that there is nothing to play for, and yes, there is nothing to play for, because if you exclude the war that you have to defend your own city, why would you play an arena or OPR? Apart from the small amount of coin which you get from the OPR and the random box which will give you only repair parts after you salvage all of the items, why would you be interested to play those modes? There is no reason for it. I personally have level 200 on my PvP track from when it was introduced, and since then up until now I never used a single item from the PvP track apart from the artifacts. This can summarize you the picture for the PvP scene and how bad it is the structure of it. In some games like League of Legends, you would do the same thing over and over and over again just so you can get the higher rank without even noticing that you are playing the same champion or the same map. Here, however, we not only play the same classes on the same map of OPR or Arena, but we don't get to see who is the better player. Do you think it's fair to play someone who just hit level 65 against someone who already has 1000 hours or maybe 1000 arena wins or even maybe 2000 hours with 200 war wins? I personally think that this is not fair at all, and due to that many people are pushed away from the PvP in New World as they are left with the feeling that it's full of cheaters, bug abusers, and that there is no PvP balance at all. While they are just at the very beginning, they still have to learn a lot until they climb the ladder and of course to learn the game mechanics. If we get all those new players or newcomers for the PvP together, it would be way better experience for them, but not only for them, it would also help a lot for all the others hardcore PvP enjoyers. So how does my idea look like and what has to be done in order to make it work? To speak with numbers, let me start with the base of the system. AGS should create an elo system for the PvP mode of OPR. Why OPR? Well, because we have cross-server OPR and we still don't have the cross-server arena. The rank system will start and reset at the beginning of each season, same as the battle pass, meaning that it will remain for 90 days. On the start of the season, all players will have a base elo or base rank of 1000 points. Each win will generate extra points to the winners, meaning that they will start going higher on those 1000 points. On the opposite side, the losers in each match will lose points and will be placed lower than they were before the lost game. Note that 1000 is the baseline and you will not be able to drop under 1000 points as this is the lowest possible rank. In order to make proper segregation between the players from different levels, the matchmaking can be set to be between different elos from the graph. For example, players with a rating of 1300 points can only play with people above 1200 and below 1400. This will limit the amount of players with skill difference level in a specific match. For the scoring and the correct amount of points gained or lost, the system should take into account personal performance. But not only the kills and the damage, as this will force people to play again only bows, fire staffs or muskets. The system should take in consideration their performance in general and the current elo of all enemies and teammates into the match. This means that if you were 1320 rating and you won against players who were 1390, you would be rewarded with more extra points. Leaving matches or closing the game while playing should result in penalty for the ranking score that you have. Match fixing and abusing of the ranks can be avoided in this way. However, in the same case of crashes and server going down, the rank should not get affected. At the end of each season, specific rewards can be distributed to the players who achieved the highest ranks. For example, the top 25 of all OPR players will receive an outfit, but also they would receive a bonus reward which can be gold, materials or rare items such as furnishing. Note that the current leaderboards also provide an outfit reward, but the difference is that you need to play an insane amount of games in order to get into the top 25 or top 100. With the matchmaking system, your skill level and win ratio will be the main factor of your placement and not the amount of games that you played. This means that even the players who don't have that much time to play the game will be able to get into the rewards section if they manage to compensate with their skill level and they win most of their games. There are many small additions to this idea and a lot of things can still be said, but since that's the core of it, I will stop here and I will leave the door open for more suggestions. I believe that the cross-world OPR was a really nice addition to the game, but we all know that even with this, it's not enough to keep the player base interested in the game. I believe that having a true rank and matchmaking system will bring back a lot of PvP players, and that the New World PvP scene might get reborn from it. Do you also think the same, or you have other thoughts about it? If you had to implement a matchmaking system, how would you do it? Remember, all ideas are more than welcome, so feel free to share them. The second episode of those series will come next week, so until then I wish you good luck in Eternum. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next one.